This is the landing page where any user, even before signing in, can engage with the system and realize the value in minutes. We provide sample data that will be loaded with a click of a button to ensure there's no friction in getting started. I'm really keen to show how Project Sophia can help me optimize the sales performance for my sales organization. So I'll upload my own local file covering sales and pipeline data across my sellers. Now Sophia is automatically generating what we call a blueprint. It will take a bit, which you'll see is quite reasonable, as the system is literally performing work that would have taken me hours to accomplish without the power of Project Sophia. Under the covers, we put AI to work, doing deep analysis of the data set and then preparing insights for presentation and next actions. This is the blueprint, the purple frame you see here. This is designed to help provide some structure to the AI-powered research that is easier to navigate. The blueprint contains 3 columns of information. To the left, you see a textual overview, visual representations of insights in the middle, and a list of suggested next actions to the right. Every blueprint and all information blocks within it are generated using large language models. And each of the blocks are optimized to deliver high-value insights to the business that would have taken substantial effort to gain without the use of Sophia. To illustrate, if you look at something as simple as the text overview to the left, you will see that it is not only describing the data that you can find in the file, it also provides insights into the data that you wouldn't have able to be discovered by simply opening the file and looking at the data. Calculating the top accounts within each industry is an example of that. So aggregating data across industries, sellers, geographies are some of the ways that Sophia helps call out highlights in the data set. Looking at the visualizations in the middle, we always strive to provide 2 or 3 different visualizations. The goal being to uncover insights from multiple angles, ensuring that you not only can visualize the complex, but also to identify broader patterns of data to unveil research paths you may otherwise not have even thought of. Here, for example, we illustrate the relationship between annual revenue and the pipeline for each sales rep, which really speaks not only to a seller's current performance, but also his or her ability to maintain performance over time. Here, Lena Powell stand out quite significantly as a high-performing seller, both from a revenue and a pipeline perspective. Her performance is further amplified here in the second visualization, where the highest performing individual account also is owned by Lena. So seller performance clearly making for an interesting area for us to dive further into to assess whether Lena represents working patterns that we can replicate and scale across the business to optimize the performance across more sellers. This first blueprint is where the journey starts, and once I've explored the blueprint and formed opinions, I can take action. For that, I can use the actions provided by Sophia. We have different type of actions, collaborative actions, here represented by the ability to have Sophia author an email that I can use to easily share some of the content with a colleague. Alternatively, I can use explorative actions as a simple way to dive deeper into the data, building out multi-fork research journeys. The explorative actions can provide suggestions to pull in external data like industry trends or competitive data when relevant for the particular context. This is one of the areas where the fusion of large language models and Sophia's domain knowledge come into play and can save me an incredible amount of time suggesting exploration paths that otherwise might have taken multiple iterations to identify and execute on. Each of these options will generate a new blueprint, establishing the next step on my research journey. So naturally, I can continue exploring my data and expand my journey through suggested actions. But that's almost too easy. And I'd like to give you the opportunity to see a really powerful concept in action that we call the AI cursor. The AI cursor is a fully contextual chat experience that allows you to click anywhere on the canvas to trigger a conversation. This is a great way for me to dive deeper into leaner sales performance. So I can simply take my AI cursor, click on the specific area I'd like to explore, and further trigger a conversation. And I can simply ask Sophia, what are some of the reasons why leaner is outperforming? I can either have the option to simply update the existing block I have selected, or I can generate a full new blueprint, which is what I will do to help you get a better feel for the journey I can create using Sophia, and you can see the power of the full canvas. So another blueprint is being generated. Now things become really interesting as we dive deeper into the data. We call out which account Lena has had success selling into, indicating where her strengths are. You can see she's focused on building strong customer relationships, but even more importantly, you can see that she has invested in building out strategic next steps and action plans for each one of her accounts. Sophia even calls out that Lena used some of the customer challenges to build tailored solutions. So looking at the visualizations, they support the same findings, yet from another angle. Here allowing us to break out her revenue achievements across industries, allowing us to continue to discover broader trends within her performance. So what is emerging here is a larger profile revealing what makes Lena a strong seller and why she's outperforming her peers, which ideally we can consider replicating across the entire sales force to scale her efforts and boost the overall performance for the entire organization. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see the entire journey that I've taken. So when I'm ready to share with a colleague, I can simply invite them into the workspace. And instead of me having to explain every step I took, every blueprint I built for them, I can simply invite them in and they can follow the journey in a self-service manner. The ability of creating multiple forks in the journey, as well as proactively sharing a workspace, are some of the capabilities we aim to include in the very near future. Okay, so far, we have engaged in what we call an exploratory journey, but another super powerful concept is business process guides. Let me navigate to our homepage to access guides. Guides are essentially guardrailed experiences where we aid the user through the process of achieving a specific outcome for a very specific high-value business task. The first guide we support as part of the preview release is account planning, or sales territory planning if you want. Account planning can be as simple as creating a list of customers ranked in order of projected sales. But an account plan can be so much more than that. For example, how do you know that customers with the biggest pipeline are also the customers who has the highest propensity to close? You don't really. So as mentioned before, the value of Project Sophia is to help the user both broaden their approach in taking more aspects of their business into account, while at the same time pulling a plan together in a fraction of the time. I will upload data about my accounts and my sales reps. Naturally, we will detect the relationship between these files so we can create a comprehensive view. That's it. I have an AI-generated account plan. To the left, you see we give you an indication of the data strength, meaning with the data I uploaded, how strong a plan can be created. I only got 1 dot out of 3, so it's not a super strong plan. But regardless, Sophia went ahead and generated a plan based on the data she did have at her disposal. So consider this a draft. It's a starting point for the user. And the idea is that we will indicate what other data that you can help collect to strengthen the plan. But let's take a look at what actually was created with the data we did have. I have an account summary. I'm showing the high revenue customers, which is important so I don't lose sight of them. But the most important piece is really the customers that has the highest growth potential. Of course, we're looking at the pipeline, which is key to selecting key accounts for growth. But we are also looking at other aspects like relationship strength and the actual product usage and loyalty program status, etc. But again, this is just a starting point. And now Sophia will engage in a dialogue with me to collect additional data points that can help strengthen the data signal, and as a result, create a really strong and comprehensive account plan. During this process, we may also pull in industry trends and or competitive information. So it's in reality, we built a holistic view. And it's been designed to instantly make you realize that by using Sophia, you can execute on these high ROI business processes with more efficiency and a higher speed than you can without her. The intent is that Sophia will be creating new habits and very quickly and completely redefine how complex business problems are solved. Account planning is just the first of many business process guides. We also plan to support guides for other high-value business tasks such as financial close and supply chain, and ideally over time build a third-party ecosystem around guides.